We do not know if he is in a hospital or not, or what his condition is.
MSNBC and NBC News appear to completely fabricate a story about the Sanders campaign being unclear about Bernie's health. So first, let's start with this clip from MSNBC.
We've got some new reporting. This just came in from our team that covers Bernie Sanders. Quote, "We do not know where Senator Bernie Sanders is. We do not know what state he is in. We do not know if he is in a hospital or not, or what his condition is. The campaign says no comment if he is still in the hospital, and no comment on whether there would even be an update today." From a communications perspective, what do you make of that, Elise?
From a communications perspective, it's doing Bernie Sanders no favor for his campaign staff to look like they are covering up his whereabouts and that they have something to hide.
All right. This segment is completely fabricated. All the details have been there since yesterday. They told you it was a stent procedure. They told you he felt chest pains, and that's why he went to the hospital, and that's why the doctors found out that he should have stents. I mean, this is all already out there. And on top of that, while this report was being aired on MSNBC, reporters from other outlets, including Politico and CNN, were tweeting out the actual facts from the Sanders campaign about the status of the campaign and where Bernie is. So this segment on MSNBC is simply there to attempt to create doubt around Sanders' health. This is completely in line with how MSNBC and NBC have been treating the Sanders campaign. Now, so if you want more details, by the way, on what happened to Sanders yesterday, I have a whole video that I put up yesterday, so you can watch that. But let me show you some of the tweets that were going out while this segment was on air. So first, this is Holly Otterbein of Politico. This is a tweet that went out about 20 minutes before this crap on MSNBC aired. So she tweeted out, "As Bernie Sanders recovers, his team announced that San Juan Mayor and campaign co-chair Carmen Yulin Cruz will campaign for him in the first-in-the-nation primary state of New Hampshire this weekend." And this from Ryan Nobles, who had a series of updates. So Ryan Nobles is at CNN. A series of updates on Bernie Sanders. The Sanders campaign confirms that Sanders will participate in the October 15th CNN New York Times debate. And then he says, important point, along with the formal announcement that he will participate in the debate, Sanders is sending surrogates on the road for him this weekend, and the campaign infrastructure is running as normal. Clear signs the campaign will continue on despite his health issue. And another update. Sanders remains hospitalized in Las Vegas after a procedure to insert 2 stents into a partially blocked artery. His campaign confirmed that he is still being treated, but did say when he might be released. Another update. New statement from Jane Sanders on the condition of Bernie Sanders. Quote, "We expect Bernie will be discharged on a plane back to Burlington before the end of the weekend." So all the facts are out there. Meanwhile, you have MSNBC trying to create doubt. Oh, the Sanders campaign isn't being clear with what's going on. They've been clear the whole time. They were proactive. They are the ones that released the news that Sanders went to a hospital and had this procedure. There was no speculation about, oh, where's Sanders go? He disappeared. None of that ever happened. From the very beginning, the Sanders campaign has been honest about what's happened with Bernie Sanders. Now, while these facts are clear as day, NBC also fabricated this same story that their sister station, MSNBC, did. So here is a story that NBC put out. So first they listed the actual facts from the Sanders campaign about Sanders' medical situation. So I'm not going to read through all those, but it's the standard facts that we all already know. But following that, they then have these 3 paragraphs. But that's all we know. And the lack of additional information only leads to articles like this from Slate. Did Bernie Sanders have a heart attack? As long as he's a presidential candidate at age 78, the campaign owes the public more answers about his health situation. Just ask yourself how we'd be approaching this story if the candidate was Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump or Joe Biden. So, NBC lists the facts from the Sanders campaign. Here, I'll read through them since I didn't read through them before. So They said his campaign revealed yesterday that he had an emergency heart procedure on Tuesday night. He was found to have a blockage in one artery and 2 stents were successfully inserted, a statement campaign said. Sanders tweeted that he's feeling good. I'm fortunate to have good health care and great doctors and nurses help me to recover. The campaign has canceled events and appearances until further notice, and the political world is sending him best wishes for a strong recovery. So those are the details. He had 2 stents inserted. I mean, what more information do you need? So even though they are giving the press all of the details on exactly the procedure that Bernie Sanders had, still they go, oh, but that's all we know. I mean, that's what leads to speculation. Like, did Bernie have a heart attack? What do you mean that's all you know? What else is there to know? So this is exactly what the press tries to do with candidates that they don't like, with candidates that they know challenge their wealth and their power and their hold on the system. This is what they've always done with Bernie Sanders. This is how he's always been treated. And to answer their last question here, ask yourself how we'd be approaching the situation if it was Hillary or Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden's eye bled during a recent town hall. There is not a single story on MSNBC or NBC News about that. Not a single one. And when Hillary Clinton had her health scare in 2016, and the Clinton campaign was not forthcoming with details at the beginning, this is an example of how MSNBC treated that story.
It's a shame that the day after Donald Trump was on a daytime show,
yes, Dr. Oz,
pointing to his own goofy Jerry Garcia doctor and saying nothing, on a day when Hillary Clinton listed, and Mark went over it in great detail yesterday on his show, 17 or 20 or 24 facts about actual documentation about her health, we're still talking about her health, and not his health.
Right.
So that's how they treated Hillary Clinton, with kid gloves. Now, look, I actually agree with them in a very, very rare instance. I agree with Donnie Deutsch here, where he's saying, why isn't the media more focused on Trump's health when he hasn't been honest about his health? I completely agree with that. But Hillary Clinton, the campaign was not forthcoming with details about what happened with her. Yet here, the Sanders campaign has been. They've been completely transparent with the entire process, or the entire situation, and still, NBC News and MSNBC create this doubt out of nowhere about, what is really going on? It is so incredibly dishonest. But for NBC and MSNBC, this is just par for the course when it comes to a candidate that actually threatens their wealth and their power.